Hey Jeannie, welcome in. Hey everybody, Raymond here with the Evercrafter. If you're just joining, thank you for joining. You're probably watching the replay at this time. So if you did just join and you're watching the replay, go ahead and type in hashtag replay. I'm Raymond with the Evercrafter. I'm here today as a guest designer for the fall challenge for the Friday morning bake morning crew. I said that wrong. I apologize, you guys. But hey everybody, welcome in. I see Tamara and Rebecca and Kimmy. Hope all y'all are having a great day so far and you've been able to catch a few of the other designers this morning. Right before me was Teresa with Flowertown Crafts. Before her was Cece with Dragonflies and Hearts. Before her was... I watched it. Sam with Kome's Crafting Corner. And earlier in the day today was Shelby with T-Rex Designs. So I'm hoping that y'all can stay around and hang out and let's make some stuff, alright? Let me get my computer queued up to the right screen here. For some reason it queued up last night's live and not today's. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. All right. Hey, Renee. Hey, Jenny. I think I got everybody else. All right. So, as you know, today is the fall challenge. Hey, Lulu. And today, hey, Margarita. Thank you for sprinkling. Today they are having the fall challenge, so I'm not competing in the challenge. I am actually doing something following the challenge rules. Kinda. I'm a rule breaker. But let's get to it, alright? Hey Holly. So, I went ahead and prepped a lot of things beforehand because the project I'm doing involves sculpting, and what I'm sculpting takes a really long time. So I went ahead and did the bulk of it and just left the actual face so that I can sculpt the face for you today but not have to do the entire project on that on a section of it. I'm not going to show you or tell you what the full project is until further in the live. Okay? Let me move something out of my way. Hey Lauren, no problem. We're just getting started. Thank you. I'm going to say your name and hopefully I say it right. Eliza. Hey Andrea. Alright. And let's see here. So, this is part of the project. I sculpted this last night. Okay. So, for my sculpting on this, I'm going to show you how to do it on the section I have not finished yet. Alright. This is just a white foam pumpkin from the Dollar Tree Plus section, $3. And I could have just bought an orange one, but I like to sculpt to give it more detail and shape. Alright. Hey Sam. Alright, so we're going to need orange clay. I had to mix my orange. Renee actually had a bag and offered to send it to me. In my mind, I was like, I'm just going to use what I have. So it's not exactly the pumpkin orange. I actually mixed Annie's Treasures, two of her colors together to get this color of orange. Alright, so, like I said, I've already done all of this section here. Alright? So for here, let me show you how you get your pumpkin shape. It's super easy. It looks a lot harder than you would think it would be. You just want to take some clay and make your worms like you always do. Make your worms thinner on the end and thicker in the middle. You don't want it so thin that you can't smush it and spread it around, but you do want it thinner on the ends. Family Works. I don't follow you on this account. Are you... What's your name? I think I know who you are, but I just want to make sure. And I don't want to say your name and be wrong. Hey, Tina. Jones. Alright, so thick in the center, thins on the end. Because I am pushing all this together, I'm actually not adding any glue. I started what's the top of mine. I put a hole so I know where the top was. I start there. Wrap it around. You see it doesn't go all the way. It will. Once you start smushing it around. Let me turn it this way. So what you want to do is start, and you want to push it into your existing clay first. So you're just going to smush it down into your clay. You want to push it to where they overlap, because that's all you're doing is just overlapping it by pushing it down into it. And I'll show you a close-up of that in just a second. All right, see, I just pushed it down. Now you want to take it and roll it towards the other side. So you've got one side connected, and you're just pushing your clay to fill in that gap between it and where your next pumpkin slice starts. We're going to smooth this all out here in a second anyways. See, that was the bottom I said where it wasn't going to match. Wasn't enough, but it ended up being enough once you push it. If it gets a little thin, that's okay, because you're going to add water here in a second and smear it all together. Alright, so I've got that slice covered. You can see how lumpy and bumpy it is. I always dip my finger in a little water, and I just go in and start smearing it and blending it together. It will be a little bit harder due to the fact that this is already dry, but it'll be fine. And I'll show you how to get rid of that detail of where you blended the two if you want to. I've done it both ways before, and it works either way. Hey, Teresa. I thought that was Tisha. I just wasn't sure. I need to be sure I go and follow your page. I thought I didn't know actually. I didn't realize you had a business account. But I will definitely go follow it. This should be dry enough that it shouldn't smush by me holding it against the table. Now on the other side, I just want to push it into the next slice a little bit, just so there's enough there for it to overlap with when I add that piece in. Am I the only person who calls each section of a pumpkin a slice, like it's a watermelon? I might be. If you start to realize you're pushing the clay too much, just go back over it with just a little, like wipe some of the excess water off and then just use your finger to kind of smear it over. Okay, it's wet right now, but once it dries, you'll see that it's pretty blended. Except for up here where I didn't blend it. We are going to put a pumpkin stalk coming out of the top, so it doesn't have to be perfect on the top. Some pulley stringy clay. Right, Renee? It's a slice. And these 3 sections that we're adding on right now are going to be where there will be a face. Not my typical type of face I do, but there will be a face. And again, you're just going to start blending that into the one before it. And then we'll go back in again and we'll smooth that out again. If you get back here and you realize you have way too much clay, just rip some of it off. I mean, don't get it stuck to your other clay, but rip it off. Yeah, I actually, before I purchased these pumpkins, I purchased the small smooth ones. Because the Dollar Tree I went to that day didn't have these. So I bought those, and I was going to actually use those. But for what the size of the project I'm doing, I thought they may be too small. That's the only reason I didn't. But I have some in the other room, which should be in this room because this is, you know, my studio room. Oh, you just got to work with it, Lauren. You can do it. Like, keep in mind, y'all, I've been told I look like I have it all together, but I promise you, hey V, I promise, I've only been doing, actually really working on clay stuff since, my first clay project was St. Patrick's Day this past year. I had to make a wreath for a customer, and I needed giant Lucky Charm marshmallows, and I couldn't find any, so I had to make them. That was literally my first real clay project. I did a few projects before that using spackle, and I was really proud of those. But once I learned to work with the clay and got a grip on how to make it do what I wanted it to, no comparison. I mean, spackle is beautiful and it works, but for me, it's clay from now on. Thanks to Tina with Tina's Tasteful Treasures. She I messaged her one day about how to do something, or what her thoughts on something were, not how to do it. And she told me if I ever tried doing clay, I would probably enjoy it a lot more. And I do. So, thanks to Tina, here I am. I didn't blame you, Tina. I'm giving you the props you deserve for pushing me outside of my comfort zone. My comfort zones. Yeah, without Tina, I'd probably still be trying to figure out how to do stuff. Speaking of Tina Jones, if you have not joined her coaching group, you should. I haven't, because I haven't had a chance to actually dedicate myself to it yet. But from everything I've seen, her coaching group is amazing, and you should join, especially if you're new and you're learning, because Tina is a great teacher. See? Sam, there are so many, but I have Friend Jones, I have Tina Jones, but I might just have to start calling her Comfort Jones. So this is my last stripe I have to put on the pumpkin, so I'm going to go ahead and put my lid back on the clay. So, has everybody picked out their favorite project of the day yet? I mean, we still have Tina to go, but up to this point, do you have a favorite project? Yeah, we always jonesing for the Joneses. That's going to be too much clay. Oh, I almost busted out in the song. I can't pretend I'm Sam and do that. Tina, you are lies, lies, lies. Right, maybe one of the Joneses needs to adopt me, and then I can be their child, I guess. But at least I'd be a Jones. So for this one, instead of just automatically going straight into blending it together, I'm actually going to flatten it out some, because I made this one a little bit thicker than they should have been. And then I'm going to start to blend it out. Tina is lying. Tina is lying tomorrow. Tamara. She gonna be on. She going right after me. She just being sassy, because that's what Tina does. And V Landry, if you're still here, we need to plan dinner soon. It's been months. Sassafras. So we got the last piece on. So I have to blend both sides of that together. Eep! What's up? What's up, Eep? That's I mean, you have to live with it now. That is forever your name with me. I know your name is Brandy with Toasted Love Creations. But Eep is your name as far as I'm concerned. So I hope you're okay with that. Y'all see me keep trying to stick my finger in my clay instead of my water? And Brandy, I know it looks like I have all my stuff together and I'm working super fast today. It's not real. I did a lot of this before I got here. And remember, because we're putting this dry area against my wet clay against my dry clay, it's going to be a little bit harder to blend, but we can get it to blend. You might have to smear it a little bit thinner, but you can. It will definitely blend. You just have to work with it. Right, it is the magic of the internet. I don't think I said that last night. Thank you, Marie. I need to get in touch with you, Marie. I'm still in my I need to try all the clay phase. And I realized yesterday I have never used your clay, so I need to get some. I got the one spot that's not wanting to blend and it's bugging me. I would actually make this the back of my pumpkin. Did I not need it to be wet for the next step? Well, as soon as it comes in, I'll see it on your live, I'm sure. I'll go ahead and order some. Alright. I think that's as good as I'm going to get that seam right there to be. But well, once it all dries, it will look just like this side. Alright. Let me grab a paper towel. Get some of this orange off my fingers. Alright. So, now we want to work on the face. Put that back in there. Alright. So, Got my 3 wet. It's those 3. Yeah. I'm going to take just a little piece of skewer stick I have left over from something else. And I'm going to mark where I want my eyes and my mouth to go. And my nose. I couldn't remember if I wanted a nose or not. Alright. I know I want my nose here. I'm just kind of lightly drawing in the clay. My mouth is going to go from there to there to there. I'm sorry. Kind of sketching it out in the clay so I know, because I have to remove some clay, just a little bit. And I have to remove it carefully so that I don't unattach all the clay. And I don't like the mouth I just made, so I'm going to change it slightly. That works. Hey, Maritza. Alright, so I have my nose area, I have my mouth area. Now I need to work on what I want my eyes to look like. Okay. So you're probably not going to be able to see where I just sketched into it. Yeah, you can't. So what I'm going to do now is everything that I sketched into the pumpkin, I'm going to go in and remove. Very carefully. Last time I did this, I used a skewer. So I'm going to try that again. Just need to move it away from what I don't want it to remove. Where is tools? So much easier. So you're going to make a mess doing this, by the way. Just so you know, if y'all decide to do this. There probably were easier ways to do it than what I'm doing. But we're always learning. So it's okay. And I knew that this would probably be the part that took the longest. Like, I could have took more time and just not put the clay where the mouth, nose, and eyes would be. But then we wouldn't have this fun time to chat while I try not to destroy my pumpkin head. In your tools, there's also one that looks like a little spoon, but no spoon part. I'm gonna try that. That may actually work better because it kind of cuts at the same time. And if you get the shape a little off, you can always go back in and fix it because the clay is still wet. Yes, it would have been easier to cut it out of the dry side, but I also have to sculpt on top of what I'm doing, and I couldn't have sculpted on the dry side, if that makes sense. Like, I'm cutting out these areas, but there's going to be a little bit of sculpting done in the same areas. And I probably could have went back in on the dry side and just added a little clay around the eye area and the nose and the mouth. But, you know, I don't always think everything through exactly. No problem, Shelby. It's a blast. I'm glad that y'all asked me. I know I'm being a little quiet right now, y'all. Just give me just 1 second to finish this mouth up, and I'll be back. Good morning, Annie. Hey, Nigga Beat. What's up? Now all I'm doing down here, I say it's sculpting, and it's not necessary, but I'm making it look kind of like the cut open areas rolled out and up a little bit. I don't know if you'll actually be able to tell it on the camera or not, but I'm about to show you. Run a little water over the edges just to... Yes, and the inside of it does still have clay, but I wanted that depth, so I wanted it out of there. I don't know if you can really see how I kind of pushed the mouth up a little bit. It looks a mess right now, but there you can kind of see it from that. I kind of rolled it out a little. So what's everybody's plans for the weekend? Any big plans? I'm going to go to Spirit Halloween tonight, I think. If Corey wants to, which I'm pretty sure he will because he's more into Halloween than I am. But a friend of mine, a niece with Southern Bougie Creations, told me that Kirkland's has some really cool spiders that mount on the wall. And I think I need to go see them because I might need them. So I think that's what I'm going to do tonight. Laundry. It's maybe it's off of well, they have one by the Best Buy by the Mall, Louisiana, but it's a small one. So the big one is at Jubin. So I'm kind of thinking I might want to run out there, but I've also found that when it's game weekend, we have a football game here. Well, it's out of town, but Jubin is actually better to go to. That's a shopping center near where we all live. It's actually better to go to on game day because there's not as many people. So it's not like you're being overran the whole time. So there's his eye. Well, there is a crafting marathon this weekend. Yes, there is. And a lot of you ladies are in it, if I remember correctly. Did they get downgraded, Nikki? We deal with them a lot down here, but so far this year we've been pretty lucky, I guess you could say. Like we haven't had any come our way this year, but typically we get several a year. Raceland, Louisiana. Well, hello, Deanna. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. These edges aren't really clean, I guess you could say. But we're going to go back and trim out these edges. So it'll be alright. Yeah, once we add the color that I want to add inside his eyes, we're also going to trim them out in a little yellow, I believe. I'm going for a little bit of a vintage look on his face. Okay. There's his face. Going for a vintage jack-o'-lantern look. Hey, Pam Harshman. You get to see me twice this week. Today we're sculpting a jack-o'-lantern head for a bigger project, along with a few smaller pieces. This is a pumpkin that I sculpted, and there's his face. It's not finished yet, but Nikki B, what is Baton Rouge like? Think of the biggest city you know. Now make that city think it's still the size of a small town. Throw in some crime, really good food, and festivals. And there you have it. That's the easiest and the weirdest way I can describe Baton Rouge. Alright, so the inside of his eyes, mouth, and nose. We are going to take a little bit of yellow. I'm sorry, of this orange. It looks yellow on the camera. This is Annie's Treasures orange. Taking just a little bit of it. Don't need a whole lot. It's almost like to me, it's golden. It's not a true orange. Close your bag back up. I don't need to get in trouble for my clay drying out. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the orange that we actually used for the pumpkin. Like half the amount of the yellow that you have out. Roll. Yeah, it's like a golden yellow. I'm going to make a little worm. I'm going to take some of my orange. I'm going to roll a little worm. And just wrap it around it. I know this is weird. Do the same thing again. Who said... No, it is not like The Princess and the Frog. New Orleans is a lot like Princess and the Frog. And that's about 45 minutes away. If you took Princess and the Frog and turned it into New Orleans to like a live action, you would have to have a lot of stuff closed off. Because crime. Louisiana has a really high crime rate. It's a great place and I love living here, but it does have a huge crime rate. So we have this. All I did was combine the two like that. I'm going to fold it in half and twist it again until I get something like that. Okay? Smush it. Okay? You're pretty much making a marbled effect. The Compton of Orleans. That's pretty funny. So I'm ended up with like this. I think I want it a little bit more blended. So I'm just going to roll it and pull it. Roll it and pull it. I'm trying to get the marbled orange into it. More like that. Alright. Roll it out. You don't need a whole lot. You're just putting this inside of the mouth and the eyes. And you don't have to cut it to shape. I'll show you that part in a second. Where's my scissors? There they are. I'll cut it into a few pieces. Cut a third. Alright, I'm going to start with the nose. Find how you want it to be shaped. Like we know that our nose is a triangle, or mine is. The pumpkin's nose is, not mine. And we're literally just shoving the clay in there. Okay? Like I have a little bit too much. Rip a little bit off. Okay? You can't really see the two-tone as much as I wanted, but you get it. I'm going to take my little tool and just push it into the corners really well. Kind of push it down in there. You could also just do this in black, which is originally what I was going to do. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to make it kind of look like there's a little light shining on the inside. I'm going to leave some texture in it too. Now we're going to do the same thing with the eyes. Huh. Alright. Teresa. So Teresa Jones is watching, but her comments aren't showing up. Anise, do better. Sister. Hey Mary. Hey Sue. How are you, sweet Sue? I haven't told anybody what I'm making, other than the fact they know we're making a jack-o'-lantern head. But they don't know what's happening with that jack-o'-lantern head. So you made a post earlier today, and I commented on it and said that I'd be on your live whenever you did go live, unless I'm at Home Goods, and then you'd be with me. Tamara thought that we were going on a field trip. I wish we were. My next trip to Texas, I really think we need to hook up, hang out. We're planning on possibly in November. You could take me to that great place with all the holiday stuff that you went to, because it looked like I would love it there. Miss Casey's, yes. Somebody else had talked about that once before, and I was like, I need to go there. There's also a really cool place in Houston called Craftex that I order from a lot. Prices can be a little pricey, but they have really great stuff too. I ordered a whole bunch of my stuff from them last year. See, now we have eyes and a nose. Dallas. Decorators Warehouse in Dallas. Decorators Warehouse in Dallas. I don't know if I've been to that one. Decorators Warehouse in Dallas. Yeah, I don't think I've been to the Decorators Warehouse. I have a friend from the Dallas area. But I've never been to that one. Thank you, Margarita. So the mouth's going to be a little bit harder to do. So I'm probably going to do it in sections and then blend them. Plus it'll give me a few different textures in there too. Not textures, but colors. Hey, CC. Hey Debbie, I haven't officially said what we're making, but we're making something fall. And I'm sure some people have probably already figured it out. This is a jack-o'-lantern head. Now, when you're blending on your pieces, remember that the orange will blend onto your yellow and change the yellow's color. So just be careful with that. In this case, I wouldn't mind because my yellow does have orange mixed into it. But if you're not doing that, just know that orange typically does blend. When you're doing the blending, it will blend onto your other colors and leave a stain. On the candy corn man that y'all saw when I first started going live, he had some yellow and orange bleed over. He is now sitting proudly on my dining room table that I still have not finished decorating yet. Thanks for the stars, Debbie. All right. Make sure he's got a little texture in there like the rest of it does. And there may end up being some shrinkage, and if so, I'll just go back in and trim it out the right way. So there's this little face. Thank you, CC. This desk is definitely a labor of love to do. Took a long time. It's all done with duct tape and vinyl. This is a vinyl wallpaper. This side is duct tape, along with, like, this is duct tape and some of the other pieces I showed. So, no, it's not a Headless Horseman man, only because I could not find a horse I wanted that would work. Yeah, I was pretty upset about it. Alright. Let's set him. Actually, no. Alright. So I took brown clay. And I found the shape I wanted it to be. And I made this. So that is going to be his stalk. Downside is I did not put this on him prior to letting it dry. So it did not exactly dry the way I wanted it to. And I don't really like how it fits his head now. So, give me just 1 second. Talk amongst yourself real quick. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry about that, y'all. So I also made this one. I had left it drying in the other room. So we're going to use this one instead. Okay? Hey, Daryl. How are you? So for right now, just to see how it looks, I'm just going to push it in there. That's going to be perfect. And we can always add our own vines and stuff too. Oh yeah. That's the right choice. I'm just going to hot glue that on. It's already dried. The glue down in there. Yeah. So, there's our head. I tried my best to give it a little bit of a vintage look. Once it dries, I think it'll look a lot better. Right now, that glare off of it and stuff. Oh, it's Teresa on Daryl's account. Well then, hello Teresa. Welcome back. Okay. We'll set that to the side and let it dry for a little bit while we move on to the next piece. It is 3:30, and if I am correct, 3:30 my time. So it's 2:30 y'all's time. Correct? So I have 30 minutes left. Right? Okay, I thought so. Alright. So I showed you the crow last night. I decided not to do anything else to his tail for right now. But there's my crow. From if you weren't here last night in my live, there he is. Okay. He's going to need some little eggs. But do you know what our pumpkin guy needs? He needs a crown also. Alright? So I have this little metal crown. I got it Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart, somewhere. That we are now going to make this crown the same color as that crown. Okay? So I mixed my colors to get that color. I don't know that this will be enough to cover the crown. So I may have to make some more. And all I did was mix an orange and a yellow together to get this color yellow. So since I moved into this office, there has not been glitter in this room one time. And there is now glitter in my clay. Oh, it came off of the crown. So I lied. There has been glitter in my room. I just wanted to make sure I had a straight line across the bottom. Yeah, I very rarely use glitter. I used to be real heavy on the glitter. Not on these projects, but in general. But I just get tired of cleaning it up all the time. So I just quit. So you saw I just put that on there. We go in and cut between the little pieces here. There's going to be a little glitter in there, I guess, but it'll be alright. I'm actually not going to glue the clay. Only time I glue the clay when I do stuff is if the clay isn't going to cover the piece completely. And most of the time, if I'm covering something, I'm covering it completely. Some others like to glue everything. I don't. There's nothing wrong with doing it. It just makes it more secure. But it's just not something I do. A few years ago, for Christmas, we did a lot of stuff with glitter. And when I tell y'all, today I'm still finding glitter in my dining room table. I have like a reclaimed wood table. And today, like literally, I can still go in there right now and find glitter in it. So, yeah, we try not to do glitter. Last year there was a little bit, but not much. So I just need to wrap up the back of it and finish doing off the inside of it real quick. To plastic, clear gel tacky glue would be my go-to when I do use glue. Today, a few of the ladies have used clear gel quick grab tacky glue, I think is what it's called, and they said it works really, really well. That it grabs really quick. Erica uses super glue. But be careful with the super glue. Because if you know, you know. I'm actually going to do this one the other way around. Put the flat edge at the top. Because I had to go back and cut it flat anyways. You are going to have a few seams. Just go back in like we did before. Smush them out. Smear them together. I'm not really worried about the inside of the crown. Just mainly the outside. I am going to finish covering the inside of the crown though. But I'm not worried about it being perfectly smoothed out. And that'll all make sense in a minute. Or by the end of this, as to why I'm not worried about that. And as a hint as to why I decided not to really worry about smoothing out the inside, I decided our crow is no longer going to have legs either. So think about that too. All right. There's our little crown. Just going to go ahead and sit it where I want it. And if it sticks, great. If it doesn't stick, then I'll go back in and add glue. But I think it's going to be fine. Except for where I just messed it up by pushing it too hard. Hey, Adeline or Jason. Yeah, he's going to have a little something in there, but It's going to be cute. Okay. So, you're ready to see where this is all going? I have to stand up now, so let me adjust the camera. All right. So, the head we just made is going on this. Can y'all see it? So let me move my chair out, or out of the way at least. All right, so I made his body. His body is made out of wire wreath frames from Dollar Tree, covered in pool noodles to give him a little bit of, so he's not so flat. Pool noodles for the arms, overalls, and shirt are from the thrift store. The most expensive thing for this whole project is this piece of wood right here. I had to get it at Michael's because I couldn't find anything anywhere else. Legs again are pool noodles. This is, I had some here to show you. This is actually just rolled up raffia from Michael's, but I got it from the Dollar Tree. Same thing here and here, pool noodles with it attached. The support stick for the back looks like a cornstalk. This is a dollar broomstick covered in masking tape. I drilled a hole here to put a dowel rod across, covered in masking tape also, so it looks like a cornstalk. If you look close, you can see the leaves right here. You can bend them however you want them. Those are made out of wire and masking tape. And then wherever you want to put them, tape this on with more masking tape, shape your leaf however you want to. I showed you how to make clay leaves yesterday. Here's how to make leaves out of tape. All right, so I'm gonna raise him up so that we can get access to the bottom section right here. I'm gonna tilt the camera back down some so you can see. Try to do this without breaking it. All right. So you remember all of our reindeer moss from last night? We're just going to add some right here. Just pile it on there. Pile you some hot glue. Put you some reindeer moss. As much, as little as you want to. If you don't use this base, you can use a different kind of base and cover the entire thing like we did for the project last night. You can cover the whole thing in reindeer moss. Okay? I'm putting that there mainly to cover up the glue from where I hot glued the pole into the slab. Yeah, you can paint the masking tape any color if you want to give it some depth. Let me get a glue stick. Mine ran out. I need to add glue sticks to my shopping list. Okay. Now I feel like he needs a little something else down here. These little mushrooms are from the Dollar Tree. I have them in brown and in a pinky peach. And I'm literally just going to add a bunch of hot glue to the bottom. And stick it to the base. I'm going to add a little bit right there. And hold it for a second so it dries like that. Yes, you see, he's a big one. I think he's probably going to be close to 4 foot tall, maybe. I want to add a brown one on this side. Like that. And go back in and push a little bit of moss around the bottom of him because the glue kind of spread out. Okay. You can add as much stuff to the bottom of this base as you want to. I'll probably go back and add a few other things to it. I have several more leaves. I'll probably add some more of these in. But what I want to do now, I have roughly 8 minutes. Let me pull him back down off the table. Put him in front of me. For reference, I am 5'9". And he hits, with the head, is going to hit like right here on me. You grab my pumpkin. Although I did remember to put a hole in the top to know what the top was, I forgot to put one in the bottom. So I'm just going to stab the bottom. Okay. I'm not sure my stick actually went in. Head is on. It is not straight. I can adjust it though. And what I'm thinking is, why not sit the crow right there? Should we do that? Or should I go ahead and make legs and sit him here, here, right there? Alright y'all, real quick. Crow in the crown or crow on the left side of his head? Crow crown, crow on head. Crown, neck. That's what I'm thinking. Alright. For now, I am just going to stick the dowel in. I will go back and secure it. And if I decide I just don't like it, I can always go back and change it, you know? So right now it's just kind of on the side, but I can go back and change it to where he sits more like this. There we go. So, that's it. Like I said, I will go back and add a few more things to it. Change it up a little bit. Get everything exactly right. Get the head attached right. You like it over here in these? I'll play with it and see what we think. Because over here it may look like it's too high. So right here may be okay. Thank y'all so much for having me today as part of your Fake Bake Friday with the morning crew for your fall challenge. Like I said, I didn't follow the rules, but I didn't break all the rules. So there's that. After me, unless she wasn't playing, Tina is next with Tina's Tasteful Treasures. So go check her out and keep an eye on my page for this picture once I get it tweaked. All right. I've got about 3 minutes. Takes away from the crown. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I may want it over here too, because when I'm looking at it in the camera, I'm not sure I like this over here. No Tina tonight. Well, I guess that's me then. I'm your closer. Ta-da! Raymond, the Evercrafter. Sam may affectionately call me bald-headed Cinderfella. So you can call me that too if you'd like. Yeah. Thank y'all for having me today. It's been a blast. And I can't wait to see how all the viewers challenge projects come out. So be sure and submit your projects tomorrow to Crafty Mama Bear's page. She'll post a post early tomorrow morning for the viewers challenge. So be sure and check it out. Make something. It doesn't have to be clay. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as it's fall. That's your only rule. It has to be fall. So do it. I'm pushing you. Somebody pushed me and look at me today. All right. I love all of you ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being here for me. And until Thursday, remember, live happily ever crafter. Y'all have a good Friday, good weekend. See some of y'all tomorrow when I watch your lives. Thanks, y'all.